Hello everyone, I'm in the Kia EV4 and we're doing a little software tour. I'm gonna go through all the buttons you have on your steering wheel, what's happening on the cockpit, the button under the infotainment system, and then the infotainment system as well. If your company has electric cars as company cars, of course you want your employee to charge at home. It's cheaper for you and it's easier for the employee. Tronity has a software solution for you to know how much you have to pay your employee for charging at home. With the Fleet Manager you manage your employees and your cars. Tronity connects to the cars and knows exactly when the car is charging at home and how much. And then you get an easy monthly bill for your employee. If you want to know more, there's a link in the description below. Number one is how do you turn on the car? Down here is the gear change button, whatever you want to call it. So forward is D, pressing on the side is park, and going counterclockwise is then reverse. But there's a button EV. When you press this without the brake, the car is on, but you can't drive, and it will show you this car with the key in the middle. You always have to press the brake. When it's on like this, you can press the brake and do it again, and then it says ready to start driving. So now you can put the gear in, you can put it in reverse, get the backup camera. This car doesn't have 360-degree camera, but it would be here, and then of course park here on the side, and then it automatically will put on the parking brake. But there's a button down here where you can engage it yourself or disengage it. On the steering wheel left side you have here the button. When you press this, it will, because we're not driving, will turn on your cruise control, and then with the left lever here, up and down, you change the speed. When you just press it shortly, it's 1 kilometers an hour. When you press and hold, it's 10 kilometers an hour. So if you want to do more steps, it takes a bit. When you just press it without up and down, it will deactivate cruise control, and when you press it again, it will start it again at the speed that you were doing before. Underneath we have distance, 4 different distances, and then we have a button for turning on the steering assist. When you press this, you have your steering assist on as well. When you press this again, steering assist is off. If you have steering assist on and you turn off cruise control, steering assist stays on, which is weird. And you have an option in the infotainment system that when you are on a highway and you turn cruise control on, steering assist turns on automatically. Next to it, and the steering assist button also has to function. When you press it long, it will turn off your lane assist. But when you have cruise control on with steering assist, it will turn that on automatically. So if you don't want this, you have to turn it off by yourself again. Underneath we have the drive modes. You press this and then it always in normal when you start the car, and then it goes through all the things: sport, my drive, snow, eco, and then back to normal. And my drive is something where you can do a few settings here in the infotainment system. On the top we have our view for the cockpit. When you press this, you go from your trip data, for example, to navigation and then to assist system. Those are the 3 things you can see. And when you are in one, you can then press OK or scroll up and down here. And we have here the current trip. After charging, current trip resets every time you turn off the car. You cannot reset it yourself. After charging, does it automatically when you charge, but you can reset it also yourself. And then since last reset, which only you can reset. Then we have and a range display. When the car is on, it will show you what the range is and how you can improve it, so maximum and minimum. Then down again you would see your tire pressure, and then your speed in a digital speedometer, even though this is here as well. And then when you go down, you get back to this. In the next page we would then have navigation in there. It will show you when the next, it doesn't show you a map, but it shows you next time you have to do something and how far it is. And next is the assist system, where it just shows you the distance to the next car, and that's all you can adjust for your cockpit. The view can change a tiny bit with the drive mode. In Sport, it's a bit of a different form. In Red, you can see it's not a big difference, but just a tiny bit of a difference. And then what we also have is behind the steering wheel, you have the Regen pedal shifters. So when I press the left one long, I'm in I pedal. If I press it long again, it goes down. And then with the right one, I can go from 3 to 0 and up again with the left one. And when you press the right one long, you get into auto. And then if you want to get out, you have the right one again longer. On the cockpit itself, you see all the data you need. Your odometer, your range, state of charge, regen, outside temperature, everything is here. Of course, your range and your current speed. And this doesn't change too much. On the right side of your steering wheel, we have the favorite button, which I have on a system, but I will show you, you can change that, can be something else. Your phone, voice command, mode for the music, so if you want to do radio and then Bluetooth, whatever, you can select what it switches through. And then we have a mute button and up and down scrolling for volume. And when you press this long, it will turn off your speed limit warning. Sound off, and then on the left of it we have the up and down button for the next song, previous song, or station, for example. And behind the steering wheel on the right I have my wiper control. I have off, auto 1 and 2, and auto I have sensitivity steps 5 here, and then of course spraying and then wiping in the back. And on my left I have my light control from off, auto, on, and then my fog lights in the rear, and then my indicator. Here in the middle we have our climate. You can adjust everything here, but for example the temperature you can only adjust down here. So up and down is the temperature, and this for the passenger. Then the airflow we have here, but the airflow you can change here as well. We have driver only, where only the driver's side is being heated or cooled, but you can turn it off. Then it's the whole car. You can sync the two temperatures. You can say where it should defrost and recirculation, the AC, the auto, where the air should go, and then of course you can adjust where the airflow goes here. For whatever reason, you can never have airflow to the window and to the body without the feet. That doesn't exist. And here with mode, you could change that as well. Next, we have the buttons under the infotainment system. We have home, where you always get to this. So when you press it here, you get to the home view. Then we have map. So you see your map, then search something, media, again a favorite button, which I have on EV, but you can change it. And then setup button is your settings of all of this. You press them very easily, they have a weird feedback. When you scroll down from the infotainment system, you have a few things, shortcuts where you can do stuff. Overall, I find the infotainment system a bit dark, and you cannot, I find all the writing a bit thin. So this, my name is fine, but everything else is a bit, I don't know, I'm not so sure. You have 4 different windows here, and you can change the order of those things, but not the view. So you can have something here and move it somewhere. So in the beginning when you want it, but the design of it stays the same all the time. And now I have the map here, all of my music, Android Auto, EV, YouTube, which doesn't work because this car doesn't have data. I have had to buy it. The same for entertainment, game, all of your settings, voice memo, the weather, relax mode, whatever that is, a calendar, sports, valet mode, where you can give the car to someone else, but it's restricted, the speed and everything, in-car payments, vehicle diagnostic, notifications, and online manual. All I need is here the settings, EV, and Android Auto. That's what I need. And if you are in the map, when you navigate to something, you see, first of all, let's go into, if I start the route here, it will show you here how far it is and what you have to do. But there's no other view for this. But when you are not in this, I thought you can see it up here somewhere, but that's fine. You can always click here on the time and the kilometers. It will tell you with what state of charge you will arrive there. You see the map. Scrolling around on the map is not amazing. You can change the orientation, of course, 3D and so on. It's okay, but not incredible. You can end navigation here. You can, when you plan, you can say if it should plan charging stations. Again, when I go in here and say this, it says here include charging station on or off, and then what route, and start route, route options, and so on. The navigation overall is fine. It's not amazing, but it's fine. Next, let's go, if you want to go back, always home, and then Android Auto looks like this. And you don't have a home button here to get back, but you have this home button here, gladly, which is good. Then we have EV, and I have this on my favorite button here. And then you have those 4 settings here. This is always something for a special setting. Mostly it doesn't have anything, but sometimes it does. And again, you see your range, where the closest charger is. Here you have this amazing view where you can see how much power different components are using: driving, electronics, climate, battery care, and then the percentage of your drive. But this is always for the current trip. When you reset this by turning off the car, it's gone, which is a bit sad. Then we have our next departure thing with preheating and charging, AC charging settings, charge limit, DC and AC different, which is really cool. Then we have our battery conditioning, which you can do automatic when you navigate to a charger or activate it manually. Utility mode, this you turn off when you want to camp in your car. It's a bit tricky to have this on, get outside and lock the car, but you can do it when you're sleeping in the car, which is really nice. Smart regenerative braking, navigation based, plug-in charge, iPedal. You can disable it when reversing. I want that disabled. Then we have the EV route planner, where you say what's your minimum state of charge at the charger and at your destination. But now let's go through all the settings. We have a vehicle, driver assistant, then you have, and by the way, these, what you just seen, are then here on the left side. And then you have your parking safety, camera settings, driving convenience, smart cruise control. You can set how's the driving style, what's the distance, acceleration, response time, which is cool. HDA, motorway driving assist, is the one I said before, where it automatically turns on the steering assist. Lane change assist, this will change the lane when you just tap on the highway, but it's not the most amazing thing. Auto motorway speed change, so if it recognizes a speed limit, it will go to that speed, but exactly to that speed, which is not the best. Drive mode, here you have my drive mode, where you can set the motor, eco, normal, sport, and the steering normal sport, and that's it. We have, go back, brake mode, automatic selection of the brake mode, feel responsiveness, normal or the sport. Drive mode change alert, so if you change it, you get an alert that you changed your drive mode. Eco mode, climate control, it means when you drive in eco, the climate will also be reduced. I have that off. Climate, we have air recirculation, which does automatic things, automatic ventilation, defrost options, climate features. That's it. Lights, we have our one-touch indicator. When you just press the indicator, it will do it first once, 3 times, 5 times, 7 times. Ambient light, the brightness, and link to drive modes. We have welcome mirror. I want this to go in and out when I'm at the car. By the way, I couldn't find that. I had no idea this is in lights. Okay, headlight timeout, if you lock the car, go away, the light will stay on. High beam assistance in reducing high beam glare to oncoming vehicles. So if a car is coming, the high beams are either completely off or just a spot where this car is in. Then the doors, we have auto lock. When you move, you can set it to different things. Auto unlock, you can have different things. Remote window control, so we can do it with the key. And convenience, rear occupant alert. So every time you get off the car, it gives you a message, hey, is there someone in the back? And then you have to press OK that you can get out. And if there are dogs, it won't have the alarm system, auto rear wiper when you go into reverse. And that's it for these settings. EV settings we already did. Yep. Then navigation settings, we have it shows the vehicle speed, but not the GPS speed. It shows the speed you see here. So it's totally for nothing. Traffic info, color for traffic on the route, show points of interest, guidance, EV route planner, route options. Then set guide distance type, interval, cumulative distance. Distance type displayed. How it does it, show route details. Then where is my map is somewhere else. A bit more settings, alerts, camera, map can be map front size can be large or standard. Then we have different designs for the map: clean light, clean dark, classic light, classic dark, auto zoom, so it should extra zoom, default, or extra zoom out. Automated features, automatic return after scrolling, so it goes back to the map when you do something else, which is nice. Return to map, also something you can adjust, which is nice. And satellite, you can, not satellite view, you can see what satellites you are connected to. Sounds, this is where you press this, you can turn off the beeping sound when you press something. A volume limitation on startup, that's amazing. Then speed depending volume control, the faster you go, the more it turns the infotainment music on. I have it on largest. Positioning, equalizer, guidance, so you can do volume settings and stuff. The welcome sound can be off here. Radio noise control, you can do that there's noise reduction. I have that off. Driver assistance is also in the thing, but the sounds that you can do, but most of it resets automatically when you turn on the car. Then phone connections for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. User profile, if you want to use that, that's really cool. If someone else is driving, then everything would be adjusted to that other driver. Also the electric seats and the mirrors, I think. Voice recognition. The layout, you can do different themes. Then the cluster theme selection can be A, B, and C, or linked to the drive mode. Screensaver, none, or the clock. Split screen, this is something that comes up from the side when you are in the map. And it can be many different things. You can deselect them and you can change the order if you want it in a different way. So when you are in the map, you can have this out here, even explains you everything. And then, for example, in the map, you can have this on all the time, which is really cool. What do we have more in the layout? That was it. Then we go to display. We have our brightness, camera setting, blue filter. Then we get to buttons, and this is what I say, custom button navigation. This is this one, can be so different many things, which is very cool. Custom button on the steering wheel is this, so many things. Then the mode button on the steering wheel, you can select what it will flip through. The up and downs on the steering wheel are this for favorites or stations. Volume knob can be volume and power, or browse media, or zoom into media. So when you do this up and down, it will zoom into your map if you want it. Then touch button sensitivity, and that's it. Then the cluster, which is here. Again, you can turn off the welcome sound. Then the wiper lights display. Every time you change the wiper, it will tell you what you do. The same with the lights, I have that off. And cluster theme selection we already had. And then we have our network, and we have general, where you can have your update. You can see your software version. And we have 250, 600, 2562, I guess this is the one. And system info, date, language, keyboard, unit, and media settings. Media off at vehicle startup. That's cool. Maintain media playback and vehicle is turned off. No. And that's it. If you want to follow me on Instagram, BatteryLife1, but that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.